Nobody expects you Scorpios to kiss their feet. Look, you have the Eight of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. This right here, these two cards right here, look at it. Look at how you're expected to be on your knees while this person sits back and they're half asleep, right? And they think that they are so elite and they're better than you. All of this crap, right? All of this nonsensical stuff. Well, that's what it is that this person that some of you Scorpios are trying to get to know thought. They thought that their stuff doesn't stink. They're so much better than you. And they were so disrespectful. But the Knight of Wands represents that didn't work out the way that they thought it would, which is a good thing for you Scorpios, because you Scorpios never really been someone's lapdog, and you never will be. So the Knight of Wands represents when you saw that that's what it is that they wanted. You tried to get to know them, but when you saw that that's what it is that they wanted, you Scorpios decided to leave. And what you did was you tried your hand with somebody else, right? But then unfortunately, things may not have necessarily worked out because they showed you really quickly, I mean, within the first 24 hours, that they weren't really around for a very long time. They just wanted, they really are chasing a bag. They're looking to build up their financial status, so they're not really looking for a relationship. So what is it that you Scorpios did? You Scorpios decided that it's not that much of a big deal, and you moved on, and you will begin to try to talk to somebody else. So the Death card and the Knight of Wands represents, but the person cannot be arrogant, right? It's not a person who's arrogant is not going to last very long messing with you. They're just not, right? You'll never allow a person to disrespect you, like that, just heavily, and think that, you're just expected to stick around and just stick around. You Scorpios will leave. And the Page of Cups represents that's delusional on anyone's part to think that you Scorpios, like I said, are lapdogs, right? And the Tower and the Queen of Swords is about how because of this, right, because of this delusion that some people are suffering from, you're not really tripping on that, right? But it will be a culture shock to them because they would not have anticipated it, right? They would not think that you Scorpios actually had the guts to actually leave them alone and call them out on their nonsense. And yeah, a lot of people who think that their stuff don't stink, they always think that someone doesn't have enough guts to ever call them out. And a lot of the times, it's usually some of the most physically attractive people in the world, because a lot of physically attractive people don't really hear the word no very often. And that's the reason why you need to be the first person to tell them no, so that they can have a better understanding of your value by you communicating to them that you're not just going to kiss their feet, rub their feet, and do everything for them that they asked. No. Or maybe they even dictated, right? No, you Scorpios actually want respect. And if you don't get respect, you ain't got to be around them. And I think if you're asking me, I know that's the best mentality to have. Because you don't have to compromise who you are and compromise anything. If a person is that caught up with their own ego, if they're that narcissistic, then it means that it's time for you Scorpios to go, right? And they can act like they can blame you, but in reality, they really can't. The Tower and the Queen of Swords, you'll just begin to talk to somebody else, because that's what dating is about in essence. If one relationship doesn't work out for you, as long as you're not doing everything you can to tear them down, and as long as they're not trying to tear you down, you can always just go off and talk to somebody else and get to know somebody else. Like that's the Page of Cups. That's where the delusion comes from. This idea that you're so beautiful, you're so handsome or whatever, that people don't have a choice but to come talk to you. And it's like, no, free choice and free will still exists, but the delusion is too great, right? So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the King of Pentacles. Let's check out, matter of fact, let's clarify the Page of Cups. Let's check out this delusion. Let's check out this delusion. Let's check this out. The Devil, the Four of Cups, the Sun, the Eight of Wands. Right, right. Now those people that you stopped talking to, now they're interested because you told them no. So now the interest is to get you Scorpios to say yes. Even though they may not necessarily be talking to you or in your life because you Scorpios stopped talking to them, believe me, they're still thinking about you even though you and them don't talk to each other anymore. But also the Devil represents their control issues, how they are a control freak and they can't seem to get over the fact that they are not, this is not Nintendo. They can't tell people what to do all the time like that. That doesn't work like that. But the Four of Cups represents two things. The Four of Cups represents they thought that they could play you, right? That it would be easy to do so. But it also, this represents you because they thought that this is how they would be. But in actuality, this is how you are. You Scorpios are the ones that are able to relax and enjoy yourselves and not have to worry about this weirdo, this weird individual trying to do everything they can to get you to do something that you Scorpios are just not going to do. You're not a lapdog. So the Sun and the Eight of Wands now represents how, and because of it, again, they thought that this would be them. They would just be enjoying themselves while you Scorpios chase up after them. And that's not working, right? They gave you their butt to kiss and that didn't last very long. I don't know how they thought this action and mentality was going to work out. But nah, you Scorpios been over here learning the game. Y'all are not playing that anymore. Y'all know what time it is. So y'all left. Y'all was like, oh, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? And the Eight of Wands now represents them. Now they're trying to, figure out a way to get you to be interested now. So now they're sitting up there thinking about you, even though they still may be going out with others or getting to know others. They are still thinking about you Scorpios and how you Scorpios turned them down and flipped the script on them. That's how it is, though. If you found value within this reading, then it means it's time for you to come get a personal reading from me. There's a link in the comment section below called the Linktree. Click on it. It will redirect you to a drop-down menu where you can get my private readings. You can get birth chart readings, buy my books, okay? Where it says for books, buy my books. Please, if you're going to buy my books, please, please, please give it a very good reading. Would really appreciate it if you did. Also, too, it has my my Teespring store, which you can get hoodies, sweatshirts, clothing, all of that. And as well as my Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram. Would really appreciate it if you did. And let's check out the Queen of Swords now. Page of Swords, Temperance, Ace of Wands, Knight of Swords. Scorpio, you got these people really tied up in a knot. The pages, look, you have the Page of Swords and the Temperance. If they try to contact you in the future, the more you Scorpios are not pressed over trying to get to know these people, is the more they're going to sweat. Is the more they're going to doubt themselves. They're trying to figure out, why is it that you are immune to their charms and they're unable to figure it out? The reason why is because you Scorpios know the game. So the Page of Swords and the Temperance represents you're going to find out something. They're going to embarrass themselves around you. And this isn't something that they anticipated. The Ace of Wands, the Knight of Swords, they want to be taken seriously, right? They want people to, like I said, to bow down and to kiss their butt. But That's the catch-22, though. They can't help themselves but to humiliate or embarrass themselves and make an idiot out of themselves, even though that's not the intention of what they wanted. They wanted to reverse the script on you, Scorpios, and make it so that you, Scorpios, are actually the ones chasing up after them. But for some odd reason, they find themselves chasing up after you.